Now, Jinwoo's only on the track team to meet Shahae-in at an event. On some master planning, master manipulator shit, he makes it to one of these qualifying meets where she's about to run. When the gun shoots, she takes off booking. At first, she's kind of getting torched. As they approach the finish line, she starts walking them down and ultimately comes in first at the line. Hey, shorty an athlete, but she ended up pushing so hard, she bruised the shit out of her ankle. He's not sure what to do because the finals haven't even started yet. He walks up on her like, you're just gonna hide that injury and run anyway? And again, this panel is adorable. And this is the first time they meet. And he tells her, if you just keep running, you're gonna have to pay for a whole year with rehab. A nagging injury like this could really derail your whole career. All she's noticing is that, he smells nice. She just tries to brush him off. Thank you for your concern, but she's clearly in pain. All right, just stay still for a second. And he puts his hand out and heals her. Like, bro's cheating. And says, just this once, run without any regrets. So he tries to heal her and just walk off like some fallen angel or some shit like bro. So of course she's like, hold up a sec. Don't I know you from somewhere? And bro's just feeling like Aizen because he planned this whole shit out. And says he met her running. Now, if you can beat me in a race, I'll answer any question you want. She's like, wait, I recognize you. You were just frying everybody in the meet. You came in first place in every event. So he's like, well, I guess that means you're giving up. She says, nah, after the prelims, just give me a time and a place. I'm gonna cook your ass. And then you're gonna answer me. Now, it shows some time passing as the school year goes by and he just continues being a student. But then one day school lets out. She's just out here waiting for him. Again, extremely adorable. They already started getting their little thing in motion as the day of their date finally arrives. I know I'm just a student, but these clothes are kind of whack. He sees this coat in the window. Of course, he can just copy shit, because why not? Bro looking like he's straight out of Spy Family. Of course, Tusk gotta tell him he drippy. He's really just out here striking a pose and counting to himself 3, 2, 1. And turns around saying, hey, you literally can't sneak up on him. So she's like, what the fuck? You got eyes in the back of your head? He just finished his final exam, so she's asking where he's gonna go to college. He's gonna go to one that's overseas because of the scholarship money and because he wants to meet somebody. She's like, wait, are you trying to meet a girl? And he says, oh no. She huffs and puffs a little bit, says, you remember our promise, right? If I beat you in a race, you gotta answer all my questions. He says, of course I remember. So bet, we're gonna race to this tree. She's like, what are you so curious about? And she says, everything. I wanna know what you're thinking, if you're going to that college to meet another girl, and I want to know if we've met some other time than back at that track meet. He's like, oh shit, she might be on to me. Then she goes to take off her scarf and puts it around his neck, saying, if you like me, then just stay here and don't move. Then she takes off running. So he's like, what? Oh, the Shadow's like, oh, she got you. I never thought I'd see you lose. Us saying he definitely cooked this time. Biru's like, hey bro, you still can catch up if you start running now. As she's running, all he can think about are all the little memories and moments they shared in the lost time. She admitted her feelings and risked her life to save it. Her date at the amusement park, riding on Kaizo, and this beautiful starry night, as well as the final promise he made to come see her again. She touches the tree like, hey, I won, right? He tells all of the shadows to close their eyes. He starts walking up on her. She just closes her eyes and it starts snowing a little bit heavier. They have this warm embrace out here in the winter weather. I'm so cooked, bro. With Jinwoo's power, he has a whole nother dimension called the World of Rest. This is the realm where all 10 million of his soldiers live in. They all literally just be hanging out trying to find better ways to serve Jinwoo. And Biru starts walking up on Tusk. They're both just happy and hype as shit. They found Jinwoo's old jacket. Now Tusk is just wearing it to be like his king. In this big ass realm, all the monsters have their own territories. The ants, the dragons, like the magic said, like everybody got their own spot. Since they're all strongly connected to Jinwoo's mind, the soldiers that were previously just monsters hell-bent on destruction are learning the ways of being a human. They're all starting to grasp human emotions through their loyalty to Jinwoo. That was funny as shit. Like, they're in class, they out here sparring, they even just out here talking shit and arguing back and forth. He really just has a heaven for his shadow army. Now Tusk posing with the jacket and he got a new staff for his orb, but then Egress pull up like, why are y'all just messing around? Now, how dare you say I'm fooling around when I'm trying to be like our king? Then he sees who it was and says, oh, I love you, Commander. He says, yeah, thanks. He came to tell them all that something's about to start. They all look out from the shadows to see Jinwoo's first meeting with Shahe-in. They all start cheering him on, getting hype and shit. Ygritte is just watching, taking it all in, as he remembers the last task given to him by Ashbourne, to test this human to see if he was worthy to be the king, a vessel for his liege. How he carried this out dutifully because of how much he respected Ashbourne. All I could do is follow my orders. He just sat in the dungeon, patiently waiting for Jinwoo, but while he was in the throne, he's like, wait a minute, ain't this kinda disrespectful? And starts getting nervous. I'm about to test my new king, but I'm sitting in his throne. He just didn't know where he should stand as Jinwoo walked in. That's why nobody was sitting on the throne when he pulled up. He was just hiding around the corner, funny as shit. He came out because he had no intentions of going easy on Jinwoo. He was not worthy, he was gonna kill him. He was pretty disappointed because Jinwoo wasn't that powerful. He did have to respect that he had the courage to keep fighting, as his eyes were full of fighting spirit. He was still disappointed at how he was tossing him around. How could this weak human become the vessel for my king? As he was beating his ass, he wanted him to give up. You don't deserve to sit on that throne. He planned to give him an honorable death. Really, he was relieved that he wasn't strong enough because now Ashbourne could be his king forever in his mind. Of course, he couldn't help but be surprised, not only that he stopped his blade, that he had the will to keep fighting. He was pressed on, stabbing him in the head. And even though my strength was much greater than his, I lost. I don't know if it was a miracle created by his tenacity. I don't know if I'm supposed to be happy that Ashbourne was correct. Then after I lost to him, he cherished me. And the more we fought alongside each other, the deeper my loyalty grew. His army just kept getting bigger and bigger, and eventually I reunited with Belian. Our master just slowly got more and more used to war, and we just slowly became stronger as well. I could never completely forget Ashbourne, and Greed and Iron, whose souls and times of this place overlap, were able to live in the present while forgetting everything. But me, I'm still by my liege's side. Even the thoughts of Shahe-in are only in my mind because of my current liege. I am a knight in my king's sword, one of the wings that leads the Shadow Army. Now he's just out here trying to help Jinwoo with his homework. Now his battlefield is my battlefield. He first reset everything and went back in time, seeing his dad at the table acting like it was a normal day. And he like crumples down into his newspaper and has like an emotional moment to himself. And it cuts to him meeting with the messenger of the rulers because he never actually lost his memory. He's asking why he hasn't told him. It's because he wishes for me not to remember anything. He's just being the father that Jinwoo wants. He's saying this is about to be his last time on Earth, and once he leaves, then the rulers aren't going to get involved here anymore. But thankful for the work both him and Jinwoo have done, he asks if there's any kind of favor that he wants. Just one, for him to erase all those memories from that other timeline. He's like, why would you want to do that? But it's hard for him to act like he doesn't know what's going on, especially with how smart Jinwoo is. He's gonna catch on to something eventually. And I want to be a normal father who worries over his son, because to me, Jinwoo isn't the Shadow Monarch, he's my precious son. Alright, I understand, as you wish. After you leave this cafe, all of your memories are going to be gone. And I don't think you'll remember this, but I hope you live a peaceful life. It cuts to a bunch of students having fun. Jinho's just over here on the side because he's nervous being at a party for the first time. But for some reason, this restaurant feels strangely familiar. One of his classmates are telling him to loosen up, that he should be careful in front of the seniors, like there's a scary one in their department. I'm sure you heard of his girlfriend, Shahe-in. Matter of fact, there he is right now, Sung Jinwoo. They just try not to look at him, but then he sits right down at their table. Bro gets scared and just runs away basically. Then he offers Jinho a drink. Bro has zero survival skills because he just took that shit without any question. He doesn't even know Jinwoo at this point and he's just taking drinks from him. He realizes it's not alcohol. Bro, this is cider. And he says, yeah, you can't take liquor well anyway. Don't call me Mr. Senior. That shit is making me sad. Just call me Sung-woo. Again, bro is just confused. He's being mad friendly, but he's never even told him his name. He's just sitting down drinking with him like they the best of friends. He's like, all right, fuck it, we ball. Jinwoo just walking and talking on the phone, you know, busy man ting. As he's yapping, he's walking past this shorty who's currently stressing over passing some type of exam. As they pass, she's like, hold up, wait a minute, haven't we like met before? He just says nope and keeps walking. Or you did not get no aura for this, you could have had two baddies. Why they had her eat this pose real quick, like, what the fuck? She's like, wait, why did I just talk to a stranger? He probably thinks I'm crazy, and she just runs away. Then it cuts over to a hospital and we see the old chairman. The doctor's like helping him up when he notices this thing on the counter. He asks, what the hell is this? He says some young man just came by, gave it to me, and left. What's wild is there's two guards at the door and nobody noticed him coming in or out. What's even crazier is what he said to me, that in another timeline I fought with him against monsters, that he's now giving me this as a gift of thanks. He just disappeared like it was a mirage, like he was never here in the first place. The doctor's saying, you don't actually believe that, right? He says, bro, I'm tired of this shit. Let's keep it a buck. If I don't drink this, how much time do I have left? And he just doesn't say anything. He's like, all right, well, bottoms up, my nigga. It is what it is. After he drinks the whole thing, just lays back and says, I'm gonna rest for a little bit. He takes a bit of a nap. The warm sunlight shining through the window wakes him back up. So what do you know? Is it a little warm for winter to be approaching? Holy water of life for the win. Now, the king of dragons that Jinwoo defeated was called Antares, and he was in one of his dimensions just gathering soldiers and preparing for war when all of a sudden he woke up in a human's body. But not just any human, he recognized it pretty quickly that he was inside Jinwoo. Pause. And his body's badly beaten and scarred because this is back when he was at E rank, damn near dying every day. And he knows his reason for doing this is to make money for his mom's condition. But if it's just a sickness, then it's something he could cure on his own. Now his phone starts to ring, he picks it up, but somebody immediately starts yelling at him, talking about some, where are you? You're about to be late again. And this must be one of his personal pet peeves. He says late, the act of not being able to arrive at a promised time. Oh nah, I can't be late. He don't even know where he going. He getting mad as shit that he doesn't want to be late. And he asks him where they at, but they say in front of the gate. Where else? So he's like, hold up, I gotta lock in so I can locate this arrogant woman from her voice. It shows his senses like expanded to cover pretty much the entire city. And he says, I found you. But she's like, what? What the hell is he talking about? That he's right on her. Am I late? Am I late? And she says, no. Good. Very good. Now, everybody's just greeting him like normal, but he has no clue what's going on. He's just going with it. He tries to get a coffee, but bro says they ran out. He just snatches that shit and says, not a problem. He's really just a bully because he takes 2 sips, then crushes it in his hand, just laughing like a villain. Ah, yes. The strong taking what the weak have. Common sense for us monarchs. They're all like, bro, isn't he acting kind of weird today? Shows Ju-hee running up and yelling at him about being injured again. He's just annoyed, like, why are these humans so loud? It shows everybody gathering at the gate, and it's Mr. Sung leading them, so it's looking like it's back to the very first dungeon. He's looking at the gate like it seems kind of sketchy. As they all get ready to walk in, he already knows the gates are just tricks placed here by the rulers. If that's the case, then why do I feel the energy of a monarch coming from the gate? I need to go check it out. And he says, I'm going in as well, but bro, that's what you're here for. Everybody's telling him to be careful as they head inside because he's supposed to be the weakest hunter in the world. Once they get inside, Buddy starts tweaking, eviscerating all of the monsters by himself. Can't even keep up with his movement, so they're just watching like, what the fuck? He takes them all out immediately and says, let's head this way. Now, Mr. Sung tries to chime in and say we're gonna make a vote, but he just knocks him out in front of everybody. Does anybody else want to make a vote? They continue on walking for 40 minutes deeper into the dungeon, and they arrive at this second entrance. You can tell that they're all getting nervous at this unfamiliar situation. Now, he agrees with them that it is dangerous because he can sense power coming from inside. He just opens up the door anyway, and then just grabs this dude by the collar, throws him inside as a sacrifice, like, bro, this is petty as shit. Says, well, nothing happened, so let's go in. And like before, the blue torches light up, and they're in the throne room with all of the giant statues. Again, they all assume the biggest one is the monster. He says, nah, it's that. Points over at the architect holding the command, but none of them can really read the language. He starts explaining that it's a list of commands. Ju-hee grabs him because she thinks one of the statues moved. He just snatches away like, let go, you peasant. Continues to read out all the commands. Worship God, praise God, and then prove your faith. And those who don't will not return alive. After he finished saying it, the big one's eyes light up. Nobody's really expecting shit at all. It's way too late for anybody to dodge this shit. He says, how dare you mock me with that level of power? He just jumps in front of the blast and catches it. Just takes it straight to the chest and ends up protecting everybody. Then used his own destruction breath to blast back through it and just completely destroyed the biggest statue. Yes, these are all appropriate reactions. He says, now this is power. The rest of the statues start running down on him too. He's really just having a ball, like, you arrogant doll. They all end up running from the damage that he's doing, not even the monsters. Like, bro, it's gotta be another way to do this shit. He's standing on top of them all like, is this the end? This isn't even enough to get my blood pumping. Then the architect speaks up like, bastard, who are you? Then he breaks his tablet like Moses, saying, bro, you destroyed everything I've been working for. He just says, shut up, and throws a spear at him. Just one-shotted him like that. See, I'm not here to talk with a fake like that. The one I want to talk to is the true authority behind it. Show yourself, you coward. A shadowy aura starts gathering around a statue. As it stands up saying, Monarch of Destruction, we were destined to do this one day. Today I will end our ill-fated connection. It says it sounds great as he runs up on him. As they're about to clash, it says our fight won't end so easily. Before cutting to Jinwoo waking up in a cold sweat. It was just a dream, but Is this foreshadowing to the Ragnarok series? This looked exactly like Surtur from the Thor Ragnarok movie, so this is definitely foreshadowing, right?